Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing this Tengu Transmuter of Rue for the Crawl 0.18 release tournament, and we just grabbed our second rune from Shoals. So I think we're probably gonna dive into depths here and see what's up. We could do slime. Slime might be better actually. Where's my resist corrosion? Let's go get that. And I don't know. Slime's a little dicey sometimes. It's a tough place. But I think that we're pretty well set up for it. Hydroform, I guess. And you know, with the thing you need in slime is a lot of evasion and a lot of damage. And we have both of those things pretty comfortably. All right, so what ring do we want to carry with us in here? Well, cold resistance is useful. See Invisible is not going to matter. Ring of Fire we definitely don't want. Don't want something that's going to corrode us even more. Obviously, we take resist corrosion with us. We don't need Holy Word. I mean, you could read it for Death Oozes, I guess, but that's sort of silly. Don't need this book. All right, there we go. And I mean, this is a little earlier than I usually do slime, so I do need to be careful. But we can get some pretty sweet loot. Oh! Ah, this is going to be the problem with slime, of course. Of course. The eyes normally are not a problem, but our magic resistance is so low. We could be in some trouble with that. Maybe we don't do slime now. Maybe we don't do slime ever. Abyss shouldn't be too hard for a third rune. I just want, like, slime loot, but I could get into a very bad situation from these eyes. And I don't really see a lot I could do about it. They're sort of everywhere, and it makes it hard to practice isolationist tactics and, you know, blocking line of sight and so on. I mean, you can minimize your risk of being paralyzed, but you can always be paralyzed, and then if you do, like, you can just be instantly killed. Especially something that relies as much on evasion as we do. When you're paralyzed and you can't dodge, we're just gonna get killed. So I think I'm gonna change my mind about slime. Let's just head depths. Depths should be safer. I mean, depths is still a scary place. Oh, great, a whiz lab. I mean, that's. Let's read mapping. I don't usually, for early portals, I don't read scrolls of mapping because they're easy to get to. But Wizlab times out faster, and the monsters in the area are, like, way stronger. You can't just... Every encounter is a threat, so you kind of have to... you have to head somewhere with a lot of purpose, really. Alright, that looks like it down there. I'm not sure what this one is, but it doesn't look like the Wizlab. What form do we want? Well, the first form we want is Ozakubo's armor. Okay. And then just, I don't know. Probably not Blade Hands. I don't know, Blade Hands seems alright. I was thinking of Hydroform a little bit, but we don't need to let that many of them get adjacent to us, actually. So all right, let's draw out power. Man, our armor is so low. This is like a problem. I rarely have so little armor. By this point in the game, even stuff that like really should not be an issue, or that I'm not used to being an issue, I should say, is quite a problem. There's the Whiz Lab. I guess I already have plenty of space. Let's just rest and head in. The Hellbinder. I've been getting a lot of Hellbinder recently, it feels like. Oh my god, guys, please. Hydroform was a disastrous failure there. I mean, it was fine. Like, we didn't really need anything terribly effective, but did not get a lot of value out of the Hydroform. Tormentor's an issue. So we're going to want Blade Hands for this stuff. Just rip it up as fast as possible. Yeah, Tormentor and Reaper is a nasty combo of 2-level demons. The Reaper can deal quite a bit of damage, and if the Tormentor gets you really low before that happens, you could be seeing lights out earlier than you expect. Huh, he hit me pretty hard. The loot in here is probably not going to be that good, is it? It's going to be like summoning spells and like a scroll of summoning. Stuff that is not very useful to me, having sacrificed love. But, I mean, the Hellbinder himself shouldn't be too big of an issue, I would think. It's going to be mostly the 2s scattered around, I think. Right, these guys. Alright, I guess see you later. That's fine. Kobold Demonologist. This must just be a flavor thing, because they are obviously not a threat to anyone who's in a Whiz Lab. What is this loot? Are you kidding me? 20 gold and a scroll of summoning. Tell me the monsters picked all that loot up and it's actually on them. I refuse to believe that that's all the loot there is. Okay, so the Hellbinder should be just around the corner here, basically. What is his name again? Osgekkel. Osgil. Carl's names are pretty incredible sometimes. Let's make sure Azukuba's armor is up. And I think Blade Hands is the best thing for this. But like his main thing is hurl damnation and summon some demons. Caco demons, kind of irritating. Let's quaff haste. We have a lot of hasting available now that we found the wand, and this is a threat. Maybe I should have just like he's summoning imps. It's ridiculous. It's not a Hellbinder. Maybe I should have just apocalypsed. But now that he's far away, I think I will. I didn't want him like hurling more damnation. All right. So the haste there, I don't know, maybe kind of silly. Yeah, work on summoning, very funny. Bunch of junk we don't want. More books, summoning. Book of Air, sure, I guess. Oh, Abjuration. We actually can learn that. That's an interesting point. That I don't think I'm ever going to want to spend the spell levels on it, but I guess I'd like to have it handy just in case. Was he carrying anything worth? No. Vamp Demon Blade is pretty good for someone who's using swords. Especially like a mage who's only using them peripherally. But okay, that was nice and easy. I'm happy with that. Drop all these books. Yeah, nothing in them we want. Okay. Depths is going to be an adventure, I think. We're going to have to be pretty careful in here. Let's try to get... really? Failed to cast Hydroform. I was going to say, let's try to get out in the open a bit so that we're not fighting Titanic slime creatures, basically. Two Titanic slime creatures. That is no joke. All right, where's the exit? We gotta... Well, going towards the exit is not necessarily the best way to get them to split up. Because they're then all going to pile up by the stairs, right? Like, even enormous is scary, but Titanic is real bad. They can hit for like 100 or something ridiculous like that. Let's get out of there. One Titanic slime creature. He hit himself. Thank you, Rue. And now he should split up, right? Yeah. Right, now it's not too bad. Thank you, Rue, indeed. Now trolls with their like 3 attacks could be an issue. Where's the shaman? Down there. Okay. Could be a decent apocalypse here. But also not exactly necessary, I think. We want to be out in the open to fight these guys. That's another, like, that's a fun monster, right? Slime creatures. They're one of the very few monsters that you don't want to fight in a corridor. I like that they exist as a way to force you to use different tactics than what you are used to. Monsters that make you change what you do are fun. Like right here, this would be a fine place to fight most things, but not these guys. Jeez. Where am I going? I'm not really sure on that. All right, kill them. Kill the Great Orbs of Eyes. They're a problem. A bunch of centaurs, not really a problem. I am no longer in blade hands, huh? Well, let's fix that. So depths, there's just so many monsters all over the place. Generally takes a fair bit of time to clean out. And it has to be fairly careful to play as well. Yeah, I don't really care if you drain my magic, man. So I might at some point consider just trying to dive the rest of depths, but jeez, that scares me so much. Like, I don't feel like this character is really ready for the threats in Zot, even if we are diving them. All right, we haven't found Passage of Galubria yet, so we can't really cheese the orb chamber yet either. Seven-headed Hydra. I guess we want Ice Form. And of course we want to kill the Flayed Ghost so we don't get... oh, it's not actually... Whoa! It was a fake Hydra. Blade Hands. Is this one real? I don't know. Have we found the Abyss yet? No. Oh, I'm letting these guys pile up, aren't I? No, they're splitting once they get here. It's fine. So we're probably going to do 1 or 2 depths floors per video would be my guess. Going any faster than that is just too risky. You have to play pretty carelessly, I think, to get through them that fast. Like, how long? That was 1 floor depths and took like 15 minutes. And it was arguably the easiest floor of depths. I don't know. Let's just eat something real quick here. There we go. Head downstairs, see what's up. So something I could be doing is I could be casting Blade Hands before I go downstairs. The problem is I don't know that... I mean, Blade Hands is not always going to be the right answer to what I see when I arrive. And if something else is the right answer, then being in Blade Hands will greatly hinder my ability to pivot into whatever is right. It's friggin' Boggart. Who teleported me? The Ogre Mage? That's kind of not very nice. I'm just gonna... I like where I am. I'm just gonna read another Scroll of Teleport to cancel this out. Okay. Is that the Boggart right there? There's something here. It was a Boggart. Okay. He's way up there. All these monsters are, most of them anyway, are fake. But I can't easily get to the Boggart. I'm not going to spend an Apocalypse on a Boggart unless things get a lot worse than they are now. Gross. Let's quaff haste. Let me get a little more distance from these guys. Okay, we have plenty of hasting, right? We have 4 scrolls of recharging and a wand of hasting, so we have plenty. We should be willing to use it when it's going to help. All right, Boggart, I got you in my sights. Interesting. Flying over lava. Is hot enough that it reduces the timer on your Azuku's armor, which is not something that I knew. It seems reasonable, of course, but there's a lot of reasonable things that don't happen. What do we got? Weapons, of course. We should remove weapon shops. They're always junk. This guy's not summoned. That's fine. Whoa. Ow. Jeez. We had a game... The Ghoul Earth Elementalist was a game where we had a lot of trouble with fire giants because like my resists just were not up to what I'm used to them being. And that's true this game as well. Largely because we only have 1 ring. But also we don't have a helmet, we don't have boots. These are all slots where you could conceivably have found some fire resist in, like, say, a volcano. And we didn't. We don't have regen, which would help a lot. I don't want to be blade hands. Which would help a lot with, like, sustaining through some of these fights, or just healing up quickly in between fights, which does matter. I mean, it kind of seems like it doesn't really matter if you're not in a fight. You know, resting for 100 turns versus like 300 turns, who cares? But, you know, while you're resting, monsters can show up, and you'd rather be healed faster than not. But having very low armor and no fire resist means that we have to treat all these fire threats very cautiously, whereas I'm used to just sort of tabbing through this stuff by now. All right, so a fire dragon hide. So, like, we could make some fire dragon armor, which would help us when we're in blade hands form. You know, but it costs us this slay, which is kind of nice. And when we're in forms other than blade hands, we would get very little advantage out of it. So I'm not really sure if I'm interested in doing that or not. I mean, fire is not the only thing that we're worried about this game. Pretty much anything that does damage is a problem for us. Like, look at this. How are we going to clear all of depths, I ask you, when we're having that much trouble with a single frost giant? It's a good question, and I don't have an answer. Ooh, orcs. Let's go spider form. It's been a while, huh? They have glaives. Let's back up. Oh, it is an orc warlord. Okay, I didn't notice that. That's why he's like taking so many hits. Okay, those orcs, not so bad. So I don't know, like, we might try a little bit more to dive than I have before, because this character doesn't really feel capable of taking on the stuff in depths, but I don't know, like, I could go grind vaults for some extra experience, but I'm not sure that would even really help that much. The main problem is just that we, like, don't have any armor, and we often are in forms that can't wear armor, so we can't just go find some armor to pick that to fix that up. I mean, I guess this is part of the reason I've only won a single transmuter, is I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do. Hydroform seems pretty good here. If nothing else, because we get to heal off the little tiny priests we kill. You know, cleaving is nice, but I think the healing there was more important. So I don't know. I don't know really that going to clear vaults would actually be much of a help. Certainly we would run into some of the same problems there. Forget beastly appendage. We'd run into some of the same problems in vaults, and that just increases the amount of time we spend exposed to those threats. So I would kind of like to just go through depths until we find... Oh, this is the Lord of the Rings vault. I guess I'll go in. Yeah, blow yourself up, Balrog. Just go through depths, like looking for the abyss, and then once I find it, like forget the rest of depths, just dive Zot. But I don't even have enough magic mapping to dive Zot. It's the worst. Right? I have one scroll of magic mapping. How am I going to dive Zot? Book of the Dragon. I mean, it's you could cast Dragon Form, maybe. It's sort of like, I don't know about that. You have better armor, kind of, in Dragon Form, but your evasion goes way down. You get fire resist. Like, it could be a valuable tool in our arsenal, but it means diverting a lot more XP away from the stuff that I'd rather be spending it on, right? Oh, geez, I've been training translocations for hours. Let's slow down on dodging, I guess. I think I do want Dragon Form. Like, I'm going to memorize it right now. Fine, rest, please. Memorize Dragon Form, yes. Put it on capital D, and let's put that in the RC file. Oh, I spelled this one wrong. I don't know, F, sure. And then D if you somehow can't find that. So now, if we had to, we could quaff Brilliance and switch to Dragon Form, I think. Honestly, I think Dragon Form is going to be a big help. The fire resist is going to help a lot. Like right now, we're having a lot of trouble with fire threats, and we can't really fix it very well. We can put on a Ring of Fire, but that like doesn't really address the problem very well. I don't know, maybe it does, and I should just be doing that. But like if you meet them along with anything else and you need your like cold resist or whatever. So now I kind of do want to grind experience a little bit. Because I feel like getting Dragon Form online would help a fair bit. And we can do that with just some experience. Not even a ton of experience, right? I mean, it's at 21%. That's pretty good. Not great, but it's fine. We could cast it somewhat reliably already if we had to. The problem is more that it's like dark, dark red in the sense that if you cast it, like really bad things can happen to you when you miscast. Let's try it now. See, now we've got the fire resist we need for a fire giant. Should make him quite easy. And of course you do a ton of damage. It's even more than Blade Hands, I'm fairly sure. The problem is like your evasion goes down. See, we're at like 25. I think that's the main drawback. Yeah, from 38 to 25. Now we gain some armor. You know, that's cool. But it's still a trade-off. Oops, I went downstairs with Blade Hands active, which is dangerous. How? Yeah. We should be able to get Dragon Form going in time. And that'll help a lot with the fire threats we're going to encounter here. If I had, it's funny because I had Dragon Form in a book already, although I think I had to buy it. Like the Book of Transfigurations, I think is the only one I had with Dragon Form in it, and that's in a shop in Orc 2. I still want to say Orc 4, even though that doesn't exist anymore. But I wouldn't have thought to learn it, I think, if it hadn't just been dropped in my face while I was in the middle of complaining about fire resistance. Like, hey, here's Dragon Form. Why don't you use that, you chump? We're actually going through depths a bit faster than I thought. I may get through it in just 2 videos. I really do not like Rakshasas. Let's see if we can, how fast we can. Oh, we're not even in Blade Hands. Jeez, get with the program. That one didn't even like do the defensive illusion that they always do when they're low on health. All right, let's Hydroform for this. There we go. Getting a good cleave, getting heals out of it. Cool. Still, like, large groups of Yaktars are kind of a problem because when they do hit, they do a lot of damage. But with Repel Missiles and 38 evasion, most of the time they'll be missing. A Redback. By itself, quite innocuous. However, tends to signal Entropy Weavers, which I don't like very much right now. Come on. Can they not open doors? Oh, that's a very recent change. It's not going to be in 0.18. Did we kill him, or did he blink away, or what? We teleported him away. Okay. Entropy Weavers, like, will be able to open doors in the next version, but in this version they can't. Looks like the Vampire Mage, or whatever it was, got teleported. It just feels like they're like a lowercase p glyph, which is the glyph for humanoids. And so it's super weird that they can't open doors. Which I guess is why it was changed. There's sort of a, and not totally official, but I mean it is official, but not totally strict. Wow, look at our HP. It's so much higher. During the tournament, there's sort of a what is the word I'm thinking of? There's a ban on a interdiction is the wrong word, but it's like there's a hold, there's like a restraining order, there's a what did a judge give? They don't give restraining orders, they tell you like not to do a thing for a while, right? It's not interdiction. Shoot. Can't think of what it is. The word I'm thinking of. But anyway, on adding new features, we don't want players to feel like they have to choose between playing in the tournament and getting the cool new features. So moratorium? I think that's what I was thinking of, although I'm not sure it's actually the right word. It's the one I was thinking of. On adding new features during the tournament. So like, is Entropy Weavers being able to open doors, is that really such a big feature that it shouldn't be, yikes, shouldn't be added concurrently to the tournament? And it's like, no, I think it's fine. But technically it's like, that's a new change that we don't want, whatever, who cares? The point is, in the next version, even though that version is not now, Entropy Weavers will be able to open doors, so you guys have that to look forward to. He paralyzed himself. Thanks, Rue. You're the best. It's not like Rue paralyzed him either. The guy was trying to paralyze us, and Rue made him redirect his attack to himself, and the paralysis hit. It's amazing. I don't know, dragon form? No, that's dumb. It's just that there's a fire giant there that I don't want to mess with, I'll back up. Something I'm not sure about, and I'd like to test. Can the fire giant throw any spells through that grate? He's trying to attack. It looks like what's happening is he's not allowed to attack me through there, But he's allowed to think about attacking me. And if he does think about attacking me, Rue can intervene. But if Rue doesn't intervene, the giant decides not to attack because he can't. That's what I think is happening. Like, I'm skipping a lot of turns here, and he's never attacking me. But occasionally, Rue makes him stop, right? There's no way we're getting 100% success rate on blocking those spells. So I think he is totally neutered in there. So we don't have to worry about him. Kind of funny, though, all the same. Let's just exclude this all. I don't want to go to a Zig anytime soon. So I'll just mark it off limits and not worry about it anymore. Okay, that was depth 3. I think that's plenty of progress for this video. Next video, we'll maybe finish up depths. Who knows? At least do some more of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.